Support for Music Money University and the following message are brought to you by TuneCore. Do you want to take your career to the next level and start making money from your music? The good news is all you need is a digital distributor. TuneCore is dedicated to helping independent artists get their music in over 150 digital stores and streaming services in over 100 countries worldwide. And the best part is, they never take a cut of the money they collect for you. No label, no catch, no barriers to selling your music worldwide. Take control of your career and get 20% off your first upload on TuneCore by clicking the link in our show notes. Welcome to Music Money University, where you learn in-depth strategies on how real artists, musicians, and entrepreneurs earn a full-time income in the music business. I am your host, Omari. What is the number one problem you're trying to solve for your music business today?
I saw that you have I believe an ad management program, and I just wanted more information on it. I think the first level was 500 and then up from there. So I just kind of want to share what my goals were as far as advertisements and stuff like that. And then I guess we can go from there.
Okay, cool. So the Facebook and Instagram custom ads management would be us going in as an advertiser to your ads account. So there's different levels of access that you can give people, like moderator, editor, analyst, and one of them is advertiser. And that just allows us to be able to create advertisements on behalf of your page and do all the data analytics and editing and copywriting and all that stuff, and audience creations, all that we're able to do through the advertiser access. So the first month of it, there's a $197 setup fee that covers the consultation, the everything I just mentioned, the copywriting and all that stuff. And then after the first month, that $197 fee is waived, and it's just the monthly ad spend. And on the ad spend itself, it's a sliding scale. So if you saw the pricing on it, it's the highest commission at the lowest level. So it's 30% commission to us of that 500 ad spend. And then the percentage goes down the more you spend. So the actual ad spend you would get paying $500 every month would be $350 of actual ad spend. And if you spend the next level up, that percentage goes down. So,
okay, yeah, that sounds good. I guess I've been running ads kind of just by trial and error for a few years. I promoted some events that have been successful, and just really kind of learning the ad program and stuff like that about audiences and the data and how much data is in there. And so I guess what my goal would be now, I have some videos that have thousands of views. I guess it's obvious, I guess, that you'll take the data that's already in the ads.
Sometimes,
mm-hmm.
Oftentimes we're just starting from a clean slate because the types of videos and editing that we do is different than 99% of artists would be doing anyway. So most of the time we'd be starting from I don't want to call it a clean slate. I guess there's some data that would be left over, but most of it we'd be creating during that first couple weeks to the month. It depends on how much ad spend. If it's a 500 level, it would definitely take a month to gather all the data we would need to then push the next months, if you continue with the package. So it's good. I don't want to say that it's not useful. It is useful. It's just the ad itself is also a big factor in it. So while there's different percentages of people who watch videos, that changes once the ads look different and the copywriting is different.
Right, for sure. Okay, yeah. And so you do handle the copy as well.
Yeah.
And that's like been my biggest issue, I guess, not knowing what to say when I post videos. I think that's very important, obviously, but I think that'd be great. The next question I have, as far as content in videos? Do you just kind of choose from what I have to offer and just go from there?
So we do an audit at the beginning, and we'll see all the different videos you have posted already, and we'll know like which videos we can kind of pick from to make ads out of. If there's some suggestions we have that may be helpful in just making new videos, we'll definitely throw those out during like that consultation. But usually an artist at least has like a couple of videos that we can start using, and then they can make new videos as time goes on.
I was thinking the good thing about it now is that we're actually about to go next week and record a full band. Uh, we're doing what you call a little tiny desk contest. I know you know about tiny desk. Um,
I think I've heard of it.
in,
Not
yeah,
entirely, but I'm sure I've heard of it in passing.
yeah, NPR Tiny Desk. They have those concerts at the NPR, which is a big deal for independent musicians. And we're doing a video for that. We're shooting it next Thursday, so that would definitely be something that I will want to push and want people to see. This covers Instagram. I mean Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, so it's if somebody wanted the ad spend split, we could do it that, but the 500 a month is the just like that's the total. So
Right.
it would be if you want it split, you could do it evenly. And we always throw out a recommendation like once we see the content. Um, what genre is the music?
Soul and funk, kind of retro, kind of soul.
That's one that could possibly do okay on Facebook, actually.
Yeah.
Instagram is usually you can't go wrong with Instagram for most genres. I For that one, I'd probably maybe test out some of Facebook. Um, Only problem with Facebook is that people don't follow up with the fan page as much as they would with your Instagram page. Facebook is good, honestly, for conversions, like doing
Right.
things like if you have show tickets, you got an event coming up. Facebook is good for those. It's good for getting the conversions, but
Sure.
building the fan base itself, Instagram is probably better for that. So maybe if you had like a live event and a couple months down the line or something like that, you were like, all right, I got the show coming up, and I want to get some more tickets. We'd probably push a little bit more towards Facebook then. But if you're just building the fan base and gaining new listeners and those sorts of things, I'd stick with Instagram.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Instagram is, yeah, that's kind of what I use primarily. I mean, Facebook, I guess, is cool. And I know the ads system on there is really strong. It has a lot of data. But I mean, just based off a lot of organic stuff that I've done, it's been really heavy on Instagram and it's worked well. Just, I haven't run any ads, but yeah. So I do have a lot of event coming up in May. Uh, but that's kind of a local. It's and I do, I just kind of learn how to kind of work the local stuff. But I guess my overall goal would be to just expand and be able to create opportunities, across. Number one, really to get the music to be heard and get more listens and get more fans that way, and then also just create more gig opportunities. I've kind of gotten lucky and just been in the right place at the right time. I've got to do some international traveling with my original music and stuff, but um, I'm really trying to pick it up here in the States and trying to get the music out there and have more listeners here in the United States, and then just have more opportunities presented for gig opportunities here in the United States. So that's really what my goal would be uh, with the advertisements. More so than just because the last few years, I've just only ran advertisements for when either I release something or when when I've got a concert or an event. So, like I said, I'm trying to learn how to make the general ads work and generate opportunities and more listeners on Spotify and across the digital platforms and stuff like that. So that's really my long term goal.
Yeah. Running ads is great for that. So whenever it's, and you kind of see the difference, like whenever you run ads, and then some company or body who runs ads all the time runs them. You kind of see the difference coming in. Um, so that's typically what happens. It's a newer service. We still, still rolling it out. We've run our own ads for, a while, and then just got some people that we've started this up with. I can tell you that in like major U.S. speaking countries, our best results per follower is around like 25 cents per follower.
Nice.
Um, and if you expand that and go to some other countries that still do speak English, but they're not Australia or UK or Canada, you can get that down even further. Um, it depends on a lot of things, obviously. So those are the
Right.
highlighted ones. But
Okay. Yeah, and I guess also I've been following your Spotify. I guess that's how I originally found you. So um, I guess I have a question before we get about that before we go. So in general, how would you suggest if I don't have any new releases right now? I mean, I guess my last release was last June. How would you approach uh, promoting the Spotify or tune or album or and then how does that affect like all the songs? I know sometimes you could just put one song and then the views for that the listens for that song could go up, but then uh, it doesn't trickle over to other songs. But you can explain
yeah,
that.
um, what I would do is put no more than like 15% of your budget maybe towards Spotify promotion, Spotify playlist promotion. Um, the reason being, and this is kind of like a psychological thing almost. So
Hmm.
whenever your views go up more on Spotify and a new person comes over, let's say somebody finds you through these Instagram or Facebook ads and they check out your Spotify profile, you just having more views there makes them stick around longer.
Hmm.
It's just a vain thing. Just like
Hmm.
if you run $1,000 ads towards somebody who already has 100,000 followers versus somebody who just has 100 followers when you start running them, you're going to see better results 9 out of 10 times to the one that goes to the more followers. Just how it is. Herd mentality. So I would not expect too many people to cross over and listen to other songs. The best action that you're usually going to see is them saving the song to their
Hmm.
library. Because you got to
Okay.
think about it. If somebody's listening to a playlist, um, like usually they're not going to hop off the playlist and go
Right.
listen to other songs from somebody. Now, if they hear that same artist a few times on the playlist, then they might hop off and say, okay, I've heard 3 songs from this person. I've liked all 3 songs. I've saved them to my library. Maybe let me go check out some other songs from them. And then maybe let me follow them on Spotify. Typically, the
Got
best action you're going to get is a save, though.
got you. And do you promote multiple songs at once? That's the one question. I have another question.
Multiple songs in one playlist?
I mean, like just in general? Do you promote? Would you suggest promoting multiple songs or an
Oh, at a
album?
time?
Or, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a problem with it. You can, especially, yeah, when you're running ads at larger scale, definitely you'd be testing. We just call them creatives, multiple creatives. I wouldn't like if it were a large sum of money, like you had a couple grand going towards each song. I'd probably say to spend less and figure out which one does the best, and then push the one that's doing the best heavier.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's safe to be pushing multiple songs at the same time.
Okay, cool. And one last question: as far as the Spotify promotions, do you market to other playlists, or do you have your own playlists or do you have relationships with people who have, or how does that work?
Right. So it's mostly the other people's playlists that we've collected and created a pool of curators. So they just review songs from us and then place them on their playlist. We have a few playlists. that we might throw some songs on here and there, but 90 some percent of the time